I'm Kimberly Fayette. I'm a Public Rights Project Fellow at the New York City Commission on Human Rights. I knew when I graduated law school that I wanted to do something related to racial justice, and I thought that the Public Rights Project Fellowship was a great opportunity to be able to do that work in local government, which I think is sorely underused. That's what drew me to this work. When I have discussed hair discrimination with people, either in my personal life or my professional life, I would say that most people are mostly thankful. They're like, this is an issue that I've dealt with for a long time that I didn't think that anything could be done about. I think a lot of people were kind of resigned to the fact that they would have to comport with respectability politics in relation to their hair. I think the main thing I hear is, it's good that you're doing this. We want more people to know about it. And we want it to be enforced so people can feel comfortable and not have this added burden. I think hair is a way for me to express myself. One thing I do appreciate, even though I find like taking care of my hair very tedious sometimes, as a Black woman, I appreciate the versatility of my hair, the way that I can go with trends, change it often. And that form of self-expression has been very valuable to me throughout adolescence, college. The flip side of that, of course, is being afraid or concerned about how my hair would be received depending on the setting I'm in. So whether it's before a job interview, it's an added layer or producer of anxiety that I think a lot of people don't have to deal with. And so when I got the opportunity to kind of address this like from a legal perspective, but also engage in work that might allow myself and then other people to feel more empowered to bring their full selves to work, I was really excited at that opportunity. I went to New York University School of Law. I graduated in 2020 during the pandemic. It was an interesting experience for sure. My law school classes, I took clinics focused in civil rights law, and then also I took a lot of classes related to employment law and employment discrimination. So getting a background in that area gave me a good overview of the existing laws and how they're generally interpreted by courts. And I actually had the opportunity to read some like older hair discrimination cases that weren't successful in the federal courts under federal law. And so when these jurisdictions started releasing their advocacy started around hair discrimination, I thought it'd be a good way to weave my interest in employment law and economic justice and racial justice to hair discrimination. At the time I was completing the application for my fellowship, New York State had just passed the Crown Act, so had California, and the New York City Commission on Human Rights had obviously released this guidance on hair discrimination earlier in the year and was the first jurisdiction in the country to release such guidance. At the beginning of my last year of law school, I really wanted to find a way to leverage that by either like advocating to get such laws passed across the country or maybe at the federal level, or changing the interpretation of existing federal laws to encompass hair discrimination. I really want to do that, and then also have the opportunity to enforce the law through enforcement cases at the commission. So that has been the main thing I wanted to get done, and to an extent I've been working on those efforts throughout my fellowship. My proudest accomplishment as a Public Rights Project Fellow has been the ways in which myself and my colleagues at the Commission have been able to find creative and non-legal ways to integrate our messages and get them out there. I think as a law student and now as a lawyer, sometimes I'm trained to think that the law is the only way to achieve change and to get the message out there. And so collaboration with different types of groups such as our public artists in residence has been a really enlightening and rewarding journey to find different ways to get the same messages across to different audiences. The main takeaway that I want people to get when it comes to racial justice work or hair discrimination is that local governments are a powerful, important, and underutilized agent of change. And to the extent possible, I would encourage people to find ways to get involved with local government. Local government definitely has a large role to play in bringing about structural change, and structural change that we can see in our everyday lives.